Coming up, Harmonizing for Change, how an Iowa religious group took over the Coralville Target, and why they're calling on the company and ICE.
And how 24 hours of dancing impacts children at the Stead Family Children's Hospital.
The Hawks hold on. Iowa men's basketball squeezes past Northwestern to secure their biggest conference win streak since 2015.
It might be February, but spring is around the corner. All of your full forecasts in weather.
All that and more
coming up right now on DITV.
Good morning from Iowa City. It is Monday, February 9th. I'm Monica Perez.
And I'm Kate Vernon.
And the third member of our team, Ryan Paris, is live outside the Iowa River Terrace with today's forecast.
Ryan, I don't see any snow on the ground. Do we still need those winter coats?
Yeah, guys, temperatures are looking up this week, but you can see the ice behind me on the edge of the riverbank. It might be gone by the end of the week, but taking a look at the Pentacrest, we're not quite there yet. Today should have a high in the upper 40s with a low in the mid 30s, but the sun might peek out today. And don't worry about a change in temperatures for tomorrow. We'll see the highs around the same as last week, with a high in the upper 40s and a chilly low in the mid 20s with cloudy skies. It's almost time to emerge out of hibernation. I'll have the rest of the week's forecast coming up later, but for now, back to the desk.
Well, thank you, Ryan. And shoppers expecting a Target run in Coralville on Sunday afternoon got something else, a singing protest led by Iowa Mennonite Action. 2 employees at a Target in Minnesota were detained by ICE early January. Target has signed a letter asking federal, state, and local officials to de-escalate tensions, but have no public comment on these arrests. However, anti-ICE protesters say it's not enough. DITV's Kebedi Mutumba shows us how Iowa Mennonite Action is protesting Target's response with songs.
Singing songs about peace and liberation, Iowa Mennonite Action and others made their way into the Coralville Target. They're asking Target to take a firm stance against ICE and refuse to let ICE officers inside their stores. This protest involved 4-part a cappella singing, which is an important part of Mennonite tradition. Iowa Mennonite Action says that speaking out for causes like this is an important part of their faith.
So helping the least of these, helping our neighbors, being kind to others, is what we want to lead with and what we think our government should also lead with.
Many protesters who were not with Iowa Mennonite Action thought that the singing was a unique way to protest.
The music is lovely, and I think it's another way for a religious group to really witness to their faith.
Some shoppers bore witness to the protest, pulling out their phones to capture the moment. Others passed by and went about their business. The protesters eventually took their singing outside at the request of Target management. Iowa Mennonite Action said that they were pleasantly surprised by how friendly and helpful the store was. At Coral Ridge Mall in Coralville, Iowa, Kebedi Mutumba, DITV.
The Iowa legislature is looking to change Iowa's abortion law.
DITV's Felicity Menning joins us live in the newsroom with how proposed legislation could impact pregnant women in Iowa. Felicity?
Monica and Kate, Iowa Representative Zach Deacon introduced a bill that would criminalize abortion in the state of Iowa. This bill would also expand legal definitions of fetuses in criminal and civil cases. In wrongful death lawsuits, the new definition would expand the term death of a child to include unborn fetuses. In assault cases, it would make assaulting on an unborn fetus comparable to the punishment of assaulting a child. The bill states an unborn child is a, quote, human organism from the time the egg is fertilized. It does, however, have exceptions for miscarriages and unintentional deaths from life-saving procedures. And things are continuing to heat up in the state capitol. Lawmakers decided to advance a bill that would reverse discrimination policies. The bill would eliminate affirmative action plans and cut down on programs that increase diversity. Members of the public were present for the hearing, and several shared their disagreement with the advancement. Even with the pushback, lawmakers advanced the bill on Thursday. This bill would impact the future of education, government, and professional settings and decrease required cultural awareness training. Many say the legislation negatively impacts equal opportunity. However, supporters argue it simply updates Iowa law after recent changes to diversity, equity, and inclusion. The bill will head to the next steps in the legislative process, and we will continue to have updates as the session continues. Live from the newsroom, Felicity Menning, DITV.
And an event all about the kids. The 32nd annual dance marathon brought students to their feet, raising money and awareness for patients at UI Stead Family Children's Hospital.
DITV's Julia Rhodes and Morgan Burhans captured the emotions and excitement at this year's 24-hour bash.
Union Main Ballroom, where Dance Marathon 32 is in full swing, with support and passion already pouring out of these doors for the UI Stead Family Children's Hospital. Let's take a look inside.
For 24 hours straight, students filled the IMU, standing in solidarity with families.
That I set on doing was Dance Marathon and helping raise money for kids with pediatric cancer.
After disruptions from the pandemic, this year marked a turning point with the largest attendance since before COVID-19 and a renewed sense of energy on the dance floor.
You hear about the glory days of Dance Marathon and then all the money we used to raise and all this and how we're trying to get back to that. This year really feels like we're taking a huge step in that direction.
For the families this event supports, that commitment doesn't go unnoticed, and the connections between students and patients is at the heart of Dance Marathon's impact.
I would do anything for Dance Marathon.
Those moments are what make the long hours and months of planning worth it, creating an experience that goes far beyond the weekend itself.
With all of this excitement here at Dance Marathon, there is one specific UIWA organization that is helping kids find happiness and joy even in the darkest of times. I'll send it to DITV's Morgan Burhans, who has more on a moment of magic.
Thanks, Julia. A Moment of Magic is a student-ran organization here at the University of Iowa. Members dress in costumes to bring joy to children with medical needs and, just like the name says, create a moment of magic.
Every single visit that we go to, we can walk into a room and you can immediately see the children's eyes light up. And to us, that's the most amazing thing that we can bring.
They attended Dance Marathon 32 to create magic for pediatric patients at the Stead Family Hospital. For one specific patient, meeting the princesses was marked on her calendar.
Unfortunately, my daughter was diagnosed with cancer in July of 2023. Seeing those same characters here today was wonderful. It was just a moment of magic for her.
The nonprofit looks to restore the wonder of childhood for those who have had their youth taken by cancer. For parents, this is a precious moment.
To stand there and see her in so much joy for this opportunity is just, it's priceless.
The organization is worldwide and has brought light to over 185,000 children since 2014. They connect with Dance Marathon to celebrate the resilient children fighting cancer. For year 32, the Dance Marathon raised over $1 million to support patients and their families.
Dance Marathon has been the best advocate for the kids in the state. Every year they do more, they do better.
With the help of A Moment of Magic, the Dance Marathon 24-hour big event just wrapped up behind me. After over 3 decades of success, the Iowa City community and the University of Iowa continues to make a long-lasting impact on the kids. From the IMU, Morgan Burhans, DITV.
And for those of you who use the CAN bus to travel, be ready to see some new signs at your stop. The university is remodeling its bus stop signs for the first time in over 15 years. Take a look at this. This is the new CAN bus stop sign. It now includes route numbers and a gold header. And these are the shared route signs serviced by multiple buses. They include the stop name, a green header, and updated contact information for local transit systems. The university says they hope these changes will simplify the system for riders.
And Iowa now has its very first tiki bar. Saturday marked the grand opening of Coralville's Tavern Blue Tiki Yard. The beach-themed indoor setting is exclusive to teens and adults after 6 p.m. Tropical escape for customers, and anyone below 16 is welcome anytime before 6. Their motto is Iowa's Beach for Grown-ups. Customers say they enjoy the unique idea, giving them a chance for different nightlife stop.
Being in the middle of Iowa, it's kind of hard to find spots like this, so it's kind of fun to come out and see what's a unique, different spot, brings a different element, and that makes it a lot of fun.
And the full-service tiki bar offers specialty tropical cocktails. It also offers interactive games for all ages. Tavern Blue says this space offers a fun experience for any visitor.
And Annika, it was a busy weekend in Iowa City, including some fun performances.
That's right, Kate. DITV's Hannah Fideli joins us live in the studio to tell us about a band who traveled from Minnesota to Iowa Saturday night.
Well, ladies, I spent my Saturday night at Wildwood Saloon in Iowa City, a Nashville-style bar and restaurant that hosts artists who fit the saloon's vibes. A brother duo took the stage, bringing their country folk music with a touch of blues to Iowa City. Wildwood Saloon welcomed the Cactus Blossoms back to Iowa City, a venue fitting for their style and music. Brother duo Paige Burkham and Jack Torrey have been playing together for more than a decade. Growing up in Minneapolis, Minnesota helps them connect to the people who see their shows in the places they stop at, including Iowa City.
You know, as fellow Midwesterners, I think we just kind of relate to and get the people.
They brought a crowd and had people up and moving from the very first song. They also took time to address the recent killings of Renee Good and Alex Preddy by ICE agents in their hometown and encouraged their audience to keep fighting for their rights.
Your rights. You can't count on the lawyers anymore, it doesn't seem like.
Paige and Jack have the coveted opportunity some artists can only dream of: touring, performing live, and making a living doing it.
Sharing your thoughts and music with someone is kind of where it's at. And we don't have any other B plan, so.
Kind of as long as people are interested in what we're creating, it's kind of a privilege to share that, so.
And a plus was getting to interview Jack and Paige before their set and getting to hear about their story and what music means to them. And I even got to get a chance to see them play a game of pool with their bandmates. Live in studio, Hannah Fideli, DITV.
The Johnson County Fair is already exciting fairgoers for July. The country's Agricultural Association is raising funds to continue the fair's legacy operations. Saturday, a fundraising event offered a night filled with raffles, auctions, and musical performances. Guests bid on prizes like Hawkeye season wrestling tickets, jewelry, and gift certificates to Iowa City businesses. Leaders say the money raised will help make the county fair an engaging experience for all.
It's starting to kind of become a tradition. We're always grateful for those who donate, you know, to our auctions and those that come out and support us so that we can turn around and support the kids.
One of the evening's highlights was Dueling Pianos, featuring performances by Andy Anderson and Mike Leeds, a Midwest traveling duo. Anderson and Leeds are regular fairgoers and fan-favorite performers who enjoy helping the cause. The fair brings fun for everyone in Johnson County, and the event paves the road to success.
And coming up, coverage of the Iowa men's basketball team's win over Northwestern, how the Iowa gymnastics team shattered records, plus updates on both Iowa men's and women's wrestling. All that and more after the break.
We are anxiously waiting for those votes for not only the national election, but here in District 1.
Advancing to the quarterfinals, Iowa looks to boost their overall placement and their way into the semis.
Hello everyone, this is DITV and University of Iowa alum Michael Merrick wishing a congratulations for the 20th year anniversary of DITV here from the Royal Rumble in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. My time at DITV was crucial to me landing this position here at WWE and becoming a road production assistant. Plus all the travel I got to do with the sports team really helped me prepare for the 220 flights I took last year traveling for this job. Thanks DITV.
And welcome back to DITV this Monday morning.
You know, it's a big day. It's my sister's birthday, and I'm really hoping that she's going to have some good weather for her big day.
Oh yeah, let's take a look outside with Ryan Paris to see the forecast for the week ahead.
Hey guys, this week temperatures are staying pretty consistent as spring sneaks up on us. Like Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday will have a similar high around 45, lows in the 20 in the morning. Those patterns will continue into Thursday, though clouds will come back pretty much all day. On Friday, we'll hit another high with the mid-40s and sun in sight in the afternoon. And for Valentine's Day on Saturday, sadly, it'll be overcast, but the sun might peek out towards sunset. And to end the week, we'll see the highest temperatures of the year, potentially even a chance to break 50 on Sunday afternoon. Although we're entering a football drought, at least the future might have more warmer temperatures on the way. From the River Terrace, Ryan Paris, DITV.
Guys, you know, it's really nice to hear that we're going to get some better weather, but I've also heard that we're going to get some good Hawkeye sports.
Absolutely. We're starting to dip our toes into the spring sports season, but before we head that way, guys, the Iowa men's basketball team barely slipped past the 10-13 Northwestern Wildcats last night. DITV's Morgan Burhans has a story on how the Hawkeyes secured their longest Big Ten win streak since 2015.
The Iowa men's basketball team took the floor at Carver Hawkeye Arena to battle Northwestern after securing 2 big wins on the West Coast last week. Iowa narrowly defeated the Wildcats 76-60, but this wasn't exactly the way that Ben McCollum and the Hawkeyes were hoping to win it.
You know, it's the game of basketball. I'd love to win every game by 30. I'd love to play our best every game. It's just not going to happen like that.
Right from the tip-off, Iowa's offense began stagnant, going basket for basket with the 10 and 14 Wildcats. Desperately searching for some momentum, the Hawks were able to pull off just a 4-point lead going into halftime.
The first half we played with fear and like we were scared to lose.
The second half, the Hawkeyes were able to extend their lead to 14, but it didn't stick. Soon, the Wildcats were down by just 3 points with less than 2 minutes to go.
They made a run back, gave them life. Now you got yourself some problems again. Now you got to hang on.
When Coach Ben McCollum was calling for someone to step up, Bennett Sturtz answered and secured the win for the Hawks.
The offenses, we were kind of lull and a little asleep, and I knew that I needed to get going.
Sturtz ended with a career-high 36 points, and the Hawkeyes needed every single one.
He played like a senior all-league player, and you know, sometimes you got to tip your cap to great performances.
Although the game was just a little bit too close for comfort, Bennett Sturtz and the Hawkeyes were able to extend their winning streak to 6 games, their most since the 2015-2016 season. From Carver Hawkeye Arena, Morgan Burhans, DITV Sports.
Thanks, Morgan. And Carver saw another big crowd this weekend, this time to root on the Iowa gymnastics team. With the support of a record-breaking 4,100 fans, the Gymhawks came into the rivalry matchup motivated to take a win over the Cornhuskers. And they did just that. The Gymhawks set a new team record with a score of 197.225, overcoming Nebraska's score of 196.82 by a landslide, taking wins in the vault, bars, and floor events. On vault, Avery Chambers and Gianna Masella tied their career bests of 9.875 and 9.9. While the team recorded an event high on bars with an overall score of 49.425 and tied their season high of 49.375 on floor. The Gymhawks will look to continue their impressive performances as they'll face the Rutgers Scarlet Knights on Saturday. And more power to the Hawkeye women. The wrestling team dominated in 2 competitions this weekend, starting with the matchup in Des Moines. On Saturday in the Grandview Open, the Hawkeyes took charge on the mats, crowning 6 champions and 13 top 3 finishes. The 131 and 180-pound weight class was a Hawkeye versus Hawkeye matchup, with Kylie Welker winning the 180-pound match and Bella Williams upsetting teammate Carly Brooks in the 131-pound final. Yesterday, the team swept the Herd duels, registering 5 falls and 18 tech falls and 4 victories. This was the last duel of the Hawkeye season before heading into regionals. Unlike the women's program, the Iowa men's wrestling team performed like 2 different teams this past weekend. They first took on the second-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes in Columbus. After taking a 9-0 lead, the Hawks were shut out the remainder of the way, losing 24-9 and dropping to 9-5. Then yesterday, it was Iowa's turn to dominate the mat. They took on the Michigan State Spartans in East Lansing and earned their 10th win of the year, 40-6. The duel included 6 wins by tech fall for the Hawkeyes and 1 victory by major decision from Dean Peterson. The Iowa softball team kicked off their season with a busy weekend down in Tallahassee, Florida. Starting on Friday, the Hawkeyes split their first 2 games. Iowa defeated the Sanford Bulldogs 9-1 and then lost in 5 innings to 7th-ranked Florida State 12-3. Then on Saturday, Iowa swept their competition to improve to 3-1 by defeating Sanford once again by a score of 3-2 and a 10-9 comeback win versus UConn. In their final match down in Florida, the Hawks took on Marshall. The Thundering Herd were propelled by a 4-run fifth inning, beating the Hawks 6-3.
All right, well, thanks for joining us online or listening anytime on KRUI 89.7 FM.
We're live from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. and online anytime at dailyiowan.com.